Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Commuters on the Castries-Gros Islet route are now mandated to form an orderly line to access buses. According to the president of the Gros Islet Minibus Owners Association, Danny Edward, this is to allow proper screening of passengers so that newly appointed minibus attendants can sanitize their hands and enforce passenger quotas. Shaka Wooding tells us more.
The Gros Islet minibus stand in Castries is now home to a new set of COVID-19 protocols effective October 19, 2020. As told by Association President Danny Edward, now moving forward, all drivers and passengers are mandated to sanitize their hands before boarding buses, in addition to adhering to the national protocol of 10 persons per bus.
Yeah, well, what the executive have decided with the new cases and what's happening in the country concerning COVID-19, we have taken a new initiative where we have sanitize all our passengers before entry and make sure that they wear a mask, and we also have our drivers complying with the protocol of 10. So we are on the ground here this morning to make sure that these things are adhered to. And I just want to inform the public, going forward, this is going to be the new protocol until we get a hold of this whole COVID-19 situation.
As for the likelihood of Gros Islet drivers pursuing temperature checks as seen on other bus stands, Edward says issues have been identified with this procedure.
We're still deciding if we should go the way of taking people's temperature, because we are not medical doctors. We do not want to deny anybody access to a bus. So what came up in our meeting is, if somebody's temperature is up, what do we do? Should we deny this person entry? It could be that the person has dengue, go into the medical and seek medical attention. So this is one of our challenges with the temperature guns. But for now, we're just making sure that everybody has the mask and everybody is hand sanitized for now. That is what the executive has decided on.
Reporting from the Gros Islet bus stand, I am Jacka Wooding for Hot 7 News.
Now, a Monday morning fiasco between commuters, Gros Islet minibus operators and Moshi minibus pirates has been addressed by the PRO of the Gros Islet Minibus Owners Association as well as Transport Minister Guy Joseph. The pair stated that the actions of the Moshi drivers who flouted the COVID-19 protocols in a bid to pick up full loads of passengers is a shame and will be dealt with swiftly. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
The Public Relations Officer of the Gros Islet Minibus Owners Association is calling out the minibus drivers of their sister association on the Moshi bus stand for an act of piracy that goes against the protocol of the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill. Thomas St. Louis said on Monday morning, minibus drivers at the Gros Islet bus stand were adhering to the strict protocol, doing their part to stop the spread of the disease. It was decided that passengers would be administered hand sanitizing solution as well as being made to wear their masks. St. Louis said the commuters were happily obliging. That was until a few drivers of the Moshi stand decided to intervene.
Monday morning, we started the initiative, which was working very well until the Moshi drivers find it fit to call the passengers across and to load them on full capacity and to move off with the drivers. The problem we have, if all minibus drivers, this is our livelihood, we all in it together, we have minibus drivers. If an association take the initiative to create a situation to protect ourselves, I think all minibus drivers should come on board. But for some reason, in this present organization, you find there are minibus drivers that care about themselves and their business, and some that just do not care.
St. Louis called on the powers that be to step in.
And I would want the authorities to at least involve themselves in what's happening and to at least implement, you understand, the fact that every passenger on every minibus stand or association get themselves sanitized and wear masks before they enter a bus. Because I do believe some persons on a bus should appreciate the fact that you're sitting by somebody knowing that that person is secured in terms of having a mask on and the hand sanitized to level the level of transmission against, passengers on a bus.
St. Louis did not have to wait long for a response. As Transportation Minister Guy Joseph said, he is aware of the situation and this behavior will not be tolerated.
So if I take the Gros Islet situation, the association decided that everybody their hands should be sanitized even before they enter the bus. They want to verify that they have their mask. And if other drivers are going to pick up the passengers not meeting these requirements, then it means that these other drivers needs to be suspended. So we are going to be forceful on it. I expect that in the coming days, we would get greater compliance in the areas where we don't have compliance now.
Joseph appealed to the masses to do their part, observe the protocol, and keep St. Lucia safe. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Transport Minister Guy Joseph reiterates that a tougher stance will be made against any bus operator who flouts the laws of the COVID-19 bill. He says the rules are simple enough. However, a no-nonsense approach will be taken and flouters will pay dearly. Genevieve Gonzague reports.
The Minister for Transport, Guy Joseph, has made no qualms about informing bus operators that they will be facing the full brunt of the law if they fail to adhere to the new regulations governing public transportation during this stage of the pandemic in St. Lucia. Drivers are now mandated to carry 10 passengers and everyone is supposed to be wearing a mask. Joseph says when it comes to ensuring that the rules are adhered to, who can't hear will feel.
Any driver who's found not complying with the protocols will be suspended forthwith. And in the first instance, they would be suspended for 14 days. So apart from the police being able to enforce or charge them for non-compliance, they will also be suspended from plying the route for the 14-day period, because it means that they may have to be considered for quarantine given the level of exposure that they have. So if persons believe that because the law has not been forceful at this point in time, because it's just the beginning of a new week, but I can tell you I expect before the end of this week that some drivers who are not complying would be suspended. And when they are suspended, their route permits would be suspended, which means that once this bus is found on the route, it would be plying illegally.
He says both drivers and passengers need to police each other as law enforcement officers are not omnipresent.
If a driver is not complying, passengers should not board that particular vehicle. If a driver is complying but the passengers are not complying, then other passengers along with that driver should help in the enforcement of this, because it is not possible to have police officers everywhere.
Joseph has indicated that the NCOPT has been given the authority to suspend drivers from plying the route if they are found non-compliant. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Tourism Minister Dominic Fede says there is absolutely no reason to scale back on the efforts being put toward improving the tourism industry at the moment. He says, on the contrary, given all what has happened with COVID-19 in St. Lucia, it means hotels need to beef up their efforts in order to ensure that they keep both staff and visitors safe despite what transpires in the outside world.
Over the past week, St. Lucia has recorded 8 new cases of COVID-19, taking the total from 29 to 36. There has been lots of speculation as to where the first cases may have originated from. The question as to whether the Ministry of Tourism has any intention of cutting back on the efforts to getting tourists to come into St. Lucia was posed to Minister for Tourism, Dominic Fede. According to Fede, the situation confronting the country right now is not yet at a stage where it would warrant changes be made to affect the marketing of the island to its tourist markets.
I think what it says is that we have to absolutely ramp up and double up in the enforcement of our protocols and to send a strong message to the sector that what we have to do is work even harder to make sure that the gains that we have made, that we can continue those gains. St. Lucia is in a remarkable place, and you know, the WHO says that if you have about 50 cases in 14 days, then community spread is something of a source of concern. But at present, I think that we have to be really proud of all of our efforts and our attitude towards this the response to COVID-19.
By Friday's account, St. Lucia should be proud of its accomplishments as the country has been navigating the challenges thrown its way marvelously. He says ministry officials are working around the clock to ensure that the responses to whatever COVID-19 throws its way is dealt in record time.
Look at the amount of preparation, the amount of government response and the proactivity and the call to action and the urgency with which we have actually put everything into place. So what we're doing is always to have our foot on the gas. Every single day, our government, various key stakeholders across government agencies, we meet and we talk about COVID for 1 hour every day, whether there's a community spread or not. And these are some of the steps that we're taking behind the scenes to ensure that we put your safety first and foremost.
By his estimation, whatever is taking place right now is just an indication that the Ministry of Tourism should simply push through and toughen up the measures they have already implemented. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Pathologist and former Chief Medical Officer Dr. Stephen King is adding his voice to that of many health officials, urging the public to adhere to the measures implemented by the Ministry of Health. He appealed to members of the public to put into practice what they have learned and to remember that health is wealth.
St. Lucia has recorded 36 cases of COVID-19. Last week, the Ministry of Health received confirmation of 8 new cases of COVID from cases 29 through to 36. Former Chief Medical Officer Dr. Stephen King has made a special appeal to members of the public to comply with all advice given by the Chief Medical Officer and her team. Dr. King says now is not the time for mass hysteria and appealed to members of the public to do what it is that has been preached by health officials from the onset of the pandemic.
First of all, I just want to say that this is not a time to panic. We know what we need to do. Follow the protocols as articulated by the Chief Medical Officer. We know about wearing our masks, we know about sanitizing our hands, and we know about keeping our distance, 6 feet or more from people. We know about not getting into crowds. We know about not going to bars and in on one another's face. So solutions, let's just be careful. Don't be fearful, just be careful. We can handle this, right? But it takes all of us. So it's a everybody. Let's just be sensible, do what we know we're supposed to do, and protect ourselves and our loved ones.
Given all the misinformation and confusion in the public domain, King is calling on the masses to verify information as well as dissect information being received in order to keep their sanity. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more after the break.